Hey guys, Namaste, Sky Goddess here. I just wanna, give you an update re the energy vampire, experience. It does take a while. It does take some time for, these vampiristic elements and energies to leave the system, because they seeped in gradually, unbeknownst to us. And so by that similar process, they got to leave our system. And it first comes by unsubscribing from their channels, you know, on, removing ourselves, I should say, from, removing their videos, I should say, from, um, a recommended list of videos. We don't want to hear from them anymore. Okay, it sounds harsh. And these are women who they're wise in certain ways, and I don't want to use wise. They were knowledgeable in certain way. But we see time and time again people in places of power abusing such power. And it's not for us to constantly put down them people, or to look down on them, or to mock them. It's a lesson. It's a lesson for us. Don't you see? It's a lesson. It's a lesson for us that we should never take them same routes. We should never make such horrible decisions. And I can tell that there was a point along my spiritual journey, the tarot journey, the intuitive journey, because like most of my readings, there's just on few occasions that I ever use tarot cards. And I want to also advise you guys, never borrow anyone's tarot deck. Make sure you use your own. If not, be innovative and make your own. So what's wrong with them boys? Is that bratty little boy, this is the overseas. Every time he's in there and he hears me doing a video, he always provokes the little boys, my sons. He was like tackling my younger son. That's what he always does. I actually did a mini series on him. His name is Zach. I actually did a mini series. He's very disturbed. I did a mini series on him, not in the most beautiful way. I'm gonna say, because a lot of times when women try to abort their children when they're in their wombs, it does have a psychological effect on these children. And a lot of these people you see who are sociopaths, psychopaths, you know I'm not gonna say it's always, because it's always a ramification of their mothers not wanting them. It sounds so harsh me saying that, but a lot of times there are a lot of mothers who try to abort their babies, and it results in them having some psychological defect. They come born into this world, not to go, of course, but everything is everything, and we're still on the energy vampire topic. And a lot, I notice him, he is so insensitive. My sons, if you heard them in the video prior to this one, they're so full of life. Not just in the video prior to this one, but in general, if you listen to a lot of my videos, they're so exuberant and full of life. He's so dead and cold. He's got the, I'm just being honest, the capability of being a murderer, because he is insensitive. And I see him as a tender age. How old is he now? I think he's about 12. And he has the capabilities and the mentality of a murderer. I actually see that him. He has this cruel nature. It's like I remember listening to Tanya TKO. She was, doing an analysis or a commentary on this video that was put out by this channel, Special Books for Kids. I think that's the name of the YouTube channel. And you know the host of that, that series, that YouTube channel, he actually interviewed this grown man. But the man, was, supposedly diagnosed with antisocial behavior, borderline bipolar and bipolar. And Tanya TKO threw in, that he's also a sociopath and psychotic, which I completely agree. And when he explained how, he was as a child growing up, I literally saw this little boy they call my nephew, like in that guy, so emotionless, so detached, so cruel. It's like he actually said, the guy actually said in the video, he would see other kids get excited over things and he would always wonder what's wrong with them. He never thought to himself what's wrong with him. Not saying that there's he's supposed to think like that, but that was his outlook on life. And so him not being able to understand emotions, including pain, really put him in that frame of mind, that energy space, where in which he was insensitive to whenever he would hurt people. And that's what made him a sociopath. And rather than understanding why someone is, screaming out and why someone is lashing out, he would think to himself, what's wrong with them? Rather than why is it that he does not understand. And we have a lot of toxic people. I think that is a very toxic mentality. And it does go on to say that not everybody has a higher self, because you gotta be able to empathize with other people, whether that's feeling happy for them or feeling sad when they're sad. And if you find that you are here on this earth and you cannot understand why it is when you do a particular thing to a particular person, to somebody, anybody, why they hurt, why they cry, you're a zombie. You're a monster. You're lifeless. Something's wrong with you. And they say, I too have that propensity to say, okay, listen, there's no such thing as normality. But within eccentricities and within, variety, there is a steady flow of constancy. There is a steady flow. And we call that normality. So let's say that's what's normal. Okay, we know change is normal. But when you're constantly detached and cold, you don't understand the shifting of frequency, sadness, and happiness, then something's wrong with you. Okay? So at the end of the day, we're still saying change is normal. But when you're unable to understand why people feel differently towards you, why when you do certain things, I don't talk to you anymore, I don't want to deal with you anymore, and you cannot see or get the picture that it's because you're toxic or you did something to offend me, then that means something is psychologically and spiritually wrong with you. And it's as simple as that. But it's something that he always does. Spirit actually revealed to me that his mother, she's kind of toxic. She's toxic herself. And like I said, it's a very dysfunctional family. They're all fucking crazy. They're all sociopaths. They're all psychotic. They're all narcissistic. They do things and they act as though they're crazy, and you're supposed to just gel with them like nothing happened, like they didn't disrespect you, like they didn't say shit, like they weren't just talking shit about you behind your back and you actually caught them, like they didn't call that place you had that interview and tell them all kinds of nasty shit so you wouldn't get the job. They do stuff like that, and then they get up and then they pretend like they're holy and they're in a good place, and I'm like, you're crazy. Even for just pretending, you're fucking crazy. Like, for real, for real. And I actually did a series, like a lot of these series I'm talking about, they're on the Grey Witch channel, which the link is below. Okay. Um, yeah. Wickedness is mental derangement. So, we don't have to try to wrap our minds around why the fuck is this person so wicked and cruel. Because they're fucking crazy. And that's the problem with the world. Crazy. That's the problem we got. We got a problem with crazy. Okay, and when I say crazy, I'm not talking about mental illnesses. I'm talking about people who are mentally deranged. They cannot see the error of their ways. And that's what I mean by mentally deranged. And these people, they will continue to hurt people. They will continue to cast illusions. They will continue to, go on with a lot of buffoonery, foolishness, and stuff. And it just doesn't make any sense to argue, because, like, I was so upset when I heard my son, like, y'all heard him, crying out. And it was like, I just didn't even want to investigate. Sometimes you gotta just ignore certain things, because when you know it's gonna get you really angry, you just gotta ignore. Because at the end of the day, they have my sons unlawfully, but if anywhere of his body is broken, they're in trouble. It's just as simple as that. I don't need to quarrel or anything, and I just calmed down, because I remember what I was talking about. And I remember, it's a moon in Scorpio, not putting moon in Scorpio people down, but they love to get a rise out of people, you know. And when you are a low vibrating moon in Scorpio, you tend, rather than feeling deeply for people and being really empathetic, you instead become really cold and dead inside. You That's who you are. Okay, so every placement and aspect has their high vibrating, qualities and characteristics, as well as their low vibrating qualities and characteristics. Okay, but when certain things are gonna get you upset, just like fucking walk away, like I did not too long ago. Because, like, I paused, like, briefly, like, you're not gonna know that because it's technology. But I paused, and I was calling my son, but he ran to the grandmother, um the dysfunctional mother, of mine. And I just like, okay, I know if it is that serious, I will know. And if he's taken to the hospital, and I will know if he's gonna go. And I will know, hey, because I heard him crying out, you know and it's like, the little boy was so insensitive. It was like he was doing what he was doing to his arm or his leg, and it was like, oh my god, it's just so sickening how some people can be so cruel. You have those children who they deliberately find insects and animals, and they suffocate them and they kill them, and it's like, it makes them feel good. It's like, or they don't feel anything at all. I don't know. It's just creepy, man. It's so freaking creepy. Like, I'm such an empath. I don't even have the heart to attack my enemies. Like, if someone's attacking me and I have to defend myself, that's a completely different thing. But, like, I mean, reflex action is gonna chip in. But, like, you did me something, that's done and over with. I might still be a little upset over the issue, because of what you've done. But not that I'm gonna hold grievances, and so on. I want to free myself, but I don't have the heart. I don't have the heart to plot against somebody to fucking kill them because they dissed me like a month ago, or some months ago, or a year ago, or years ago. Like, who does that? No, really, who does that? It doesn't really matter how badly somebody hurt you. It's just like, who does that? Not me. I just don't have it in me. And if you have that in you, we're gonna plot against somebody because them diss you or they hurt you in some way, shape, or form. Um, that's something's going on with you. Okay, something's wrong with you. You need to transcend to higher frequencies. That's all I'm saying. Read these, energy vampire, readers. Y'all gotta be careful. You need to be careful. Okay? Now, not gonna take from anybody what they're good at and what they're not good at. People, they got their gifts. I'm not gonna take that from them. And if I, say or said fake spiritualists, it's because you don't understand. They don't understand universal law. They, sure, they study a lot. They're knowledgeable, but do they have the wisdom that gives them the understanding of the knowledge? Do they really dissect and really understand things that are taking place around them, rather than drafting conclusions or connecting certain dots? Do they really know? You feel what I'm trying to say? Do you really see karma? Like, I see so many wealthy people, millionaires, even billionaires, get fucked up. Karma did that shit. So how dare I? You feel me? But like I said, along my tarot journey, like earlier, even as much recent as recent as some months ago, that toxicity was like really, really making its way, forming roots in my system. And I was like in a very toxic narcissistic frequency, where I found myself doing similar things. Not to say project onto people. I know what I'm talking, and I convict myself of that. And I asked Spirit for forgiveness where that's concerned. I'm not talking about projecting onto other people. Nah, that's not what I'm talking. There are other things that I actually picked up on. And I actually asked for forgiveness where those things are concerned. But you gotta, because we're not perfect. But you have to, use these people, not to, oh my God, because you just want to really be on top of them. And, because like some of these people, to be honest, they're going to speak against them because they got a larger following. They had a larger following, but it shouldn't be because of that. It should fucking be because of justice. That's all it should be about. We want justice. Mars and Libra. Because that's what it should be about. Because the same thing that happens to them can happen to us. Okay? And now if you find that or found that you actually were malicious in why you say certain things against these, intuitives, just ask for forgiveness. Don't make the same mistakes they did in, trying to rob people of their glory or their blessings. Because they had gifts. For those who lost their gifts. Those who still got their gifts, they have gifts. Okay? The good things. They're good things, not just for the rain falls on the just and the unjust. The sun shines on the righteous and the unrighteous. Okay? So, they had gifts if they lost them. Or they still got gifts. Okay? Whether or not Spirit sees it fit to take away their gifts, who knows? That's not for us to judge. But we call them out. Okay? And it's going to take a while. Because like my entire face was like this dark film over my face. Like, scroll down to, I think that was December 2020. December 2020, that video that I did in regards to, I did some dice roll. It was like frequency 5. Something like frequency 5. It was a message for this year. Okay? And the message was frequency 5. Change. Movement. Okay? I don't remember what message I had in that, but I think it was, in regards to change and movement and stuff. But that's just what I'm adding to that because of what, the experience, the personal experiences that I've had. And you look at my fucking face, how my face looked in that video compared to my neck. And so it's a process of, the film being removed from my face. Okay? It's a process. And there's still more work to be done. Because the moment, I don't know, I feel like I kind of know, she started really pulling on me like early 2020. or late, let me say late 2019. So it's been a while. You know, like when, you know, you got these vampires and you got the sweet blood, they say. Or, you know, you got these newborn vampires and they smell blood, human blood. And they go all fucking crazy. That's how them bitches up in them cult were at us. Those of us who got beautiful fates and destinies. That's how they were. At our neck. Gnawing at us. You saw that picture that I think it was for, it was for one of the videos, Energy Vampire, with a vampire like on that woman's neck. That's perfect analogy, perfect illustration, perfect thumbnail. Okay, that's exactly how they were. Okay, I could even see the changes in my eyes. Now I'm seeing the glistening in my eyes again. The light is returning to my eyes. Damn. When you experience such horror dealing with energy vampires, it makes you want to trot way better, way more cautiously and more carefully. Man. Anyway, speak up, speak out. Not just in regards to intuitives, but in every aspect and area of your life. Just speak up and speak out. Yeah? Namaste.